Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It is Tuesday, February 27th, and we are here trying to help you make better financial decisions. If you need some assistance, if you need an opinion, maybe you need a little nudge, maybe you're just being so hard on yourself and you might not need to be, we can help you. Mark and I are both certified financial planners, and we love doing this. So just go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and we'll be sure to get your note. Now, if you want to join us on the show, check that box. If you want to join us on our show, Jill on Money, powered by The Compound, then check that box. It's video. It's a lot of fun. And we'd love to have you. While you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Comes out every Friday. And check out our subscription service. It's called Jill on Money Live. For $35, you have access to quarterly live webinars, bonus content like great videos. We got a lot of stuff in the can. We're really getting psyched for it. Still $35. So it's a deal. Check it out. All at jillonmoney.com. Today, we're talking to Mary and John. They're on the line from Tennessee. All right, Mary and John, welcome back to the program. What is the dream that we are trying to create for you?
Oh, we were trying to figure out what to be when we grow up.
Oh, well, okay, let's go with that. What's the dream?
Well, last year we wanted to move so badly to this place we've been going back to for the past 5 years up in the Rockies. And we volunteer there, so we have something to do, which is great. We're very social up there, and the scenery is, there's just no words for it. And we go backpacking up there and hiking, and there's just nothing equivalent here.
Okay.
So here we live a nice, prosaic, sort of a normal life. He's a handyman. I'm a part-time bookkeeper. But there, we can be so much more adventurous.
Okay.
So we thought, let's just sell everything. And we thought we were nuts. All of our friends, well, we didn't speak with our friends because they're much more conservative about that kind of thing. We thought, let's do it. Well, that's the place where we meet people who do stuff like that. They sell all their stuff and they move to Mexico. They travel, they live up there. And so anyway, that's what we thought. Let's call Jill and Mark and see. We probably are nuts. We are nuts, aren't we? And then you said, no, you only live once. You should go for it.
Okay.
But
all right.
We couldn't sell our house. That's what ended up happening.
You could not?
No. The house is in great shape. It's a little on the smaller side. It's across the street from a cemetery, which for some reason really freaks people out. It's like, it's quiet. There are no ghosts out there. It's fine. But yeah, we had it on the market for 3 months, or for 2 months rather, was staged, and it just, and it didn't sell.
Well, then it was priced too high, I guess. What did you end up, when you pulled it from the market, what was the listing for the house?
We started at $525. She insisted we should start that high.
Dumb.
If we want to live in, quote, this neighborhood, although our house has some quirks. You walk into the kitchen from the front door. It's turned around the other way.
It's on a cul-de-sac, so it's backwards.
Yeah, it's backwards. So
okay.
It's no big deal.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of people thought, oh, I don't like this. How can I welcome my guests into my kitchen? Well, we've been doing that for the past 7 years with no problem, but it's okay. I got it. Try not to take it personally, but that was.
I love Mary right now. She's like, I got it. They're idiots, morons. This is called a railroad flat in New York City.
Yeah,
by
right,
the way,
exactly.
right? Okay, so you put it on for $525. You lowered it. When you took it off, what was the list price?
Was it like $515?
That's it?
Yeah.
Nobody ever complained about the price. It was always the size.
Baloney.
Too small.
Baloney.
And no one offered anything lower?
No bid.
No one.
Not one bid.
So that's why it was very confusing to us. We thought, well, I don't know what we can do. We've done as much as we can without fixing things that we can't.
Okay.
We can't
Yeah. Right. So is there a mortgage on this property? All right. Remind us about some more details for your life. Okay. So you guys, you are handyman and part-time bookkeeper. Total income for you guys, how much?
Well, probably around $80,000 a year.
Okay. And there is no mortgage on the house. And how old are you guys?
I just turned 65 Medicare.
Yay.
He's turning 65 later. So we're both basically on 65.
65. Okay. What about, let's talk about the money that you have saved. What do you have squirreled away?
About $1.2 million, roughly.
Okay. Between retirement and non-retirement accounts?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. If we look at what it would cost to go to the Rockies, okay, what are we talking about either in terms of rent or what you could afford to buy?
We did not look closely at buying because we thought we would just stay there for like 9 months. But I did talk to a young woman who rented an apartment in a nearby town, and she was renting a 1-bedroom for about $1,800. It was furnished through something called one of those sites. It's not Airbnb, but it's something kind of like that.
Okay. So like $2,000 a month you could rent, and you think you could be okay, or is that big enough for you guys, a 1-bedroom, or not?
We lived in that little teeny place for 3 months.
Okay. So
but yeah, we could probably like a 2-bedroom because it's with our gear. It's not that we have a ton of gear, but we have a lot of dehydrated, backpacking gear takes up a lot of space.
Have you explored trying to rent your place, your current home?
We've thought about it, especially because we went away for 3 months, and we always get concerned about the house just being empty. We could look into someone staying in here. Someone did come in here for a while as a little kind of a house guest, but that person left, and I realized how picky I am about, I want the place to be clean.
Yeah, of course.
So then I thought, I don't know.
She likes to be able to find her things after she.
Logistics. We have to think about the logistics of how that would work out. Like, how much of our stuff do we remove from the house?
So let me ask you something. If we fire sale this house, like if you put it on the market for some amount of money, can you get over whatever your ego is and you're going to have to get a new realtor, of course. You can't go back to the same person.
Yeah.
Is there anyone who's looking for a place around your area where you could totally go to them and say, we're about to list this and we're going to fire sale it. So do you want it? Is there anyone like a younger generation person?
When we were at the Rockies, there was a guy that called us. His wife came down to the open house, but they weren't ready to buy at that time. So now they approached us and said, well, would you be still considering to sell at a later time?
Yes.
And so then it's a question about where do we really want to end up afterwards? So the Rockies was only going to be like a temporary
Well,
stop.
would they rent to own?
We didn't get into the details. He was looking.
He was interested in doing the rent to own.
He was interested in different options.
Okay.
But
even
even still, if you're only going to the Rockies for a handful of months each year, where's the other location?
Yeah, where you want to be.
We don't know. That's the want to grow up part. But our kids and grandkids are in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's too expensive. We're not going there unless you're moving in with them.
It's not as much fun as it used to be either. So. We want to be closer to family, but we're not thrilled with Los Angeles.
Let's think about other places we could go.
Well, you don't want to stay in Colorado year round?
Why can't you stay in Colorado year round?
Well, we could. I tend to think 20 years, like seriously, I'll think, what am I going to do? I'm an 80, which is
you're going to be hiking up that mountain. Okay, let's be realistic here. Yeah. So we don't really know what you want. You want to go and have some fun. So what I would do is this is my interim plan. I'd get in touch with that guy again and say, hey, we're really thinking about, how we want to live the rest of our life. And at the very least, we're very interested in you guys. Would you like to rent this place? For a year, a full year, so you don't get to go back. This way, you put your stuff away, and now you'll be able to find it when you get back. And I think you should try to rent it for a year and see what it feels like to be in Colorado for 6 or 8 months, and then you go and rent someplace. It could be California, but it could not be. It could be what we're going to do? We're going to stay in the Rockies, and then we're going to go some other place where I don't know where that other place is for you, but you're going to rent in both places. And maybe stay in Colorado for the full year. And maybe what you do is you're like, let's see what a full year here feels like. We're 65, but let's see what it feels like. And if we're just buying you time. We're just looking at how can we buy you time? Would you guys be willing to work as part-time bookkeeper / handyman in Colorado?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Only thing is when we're there, what we'd like to do is the volunteering gives us kind of a basis it gives us our work life.
Yeah.
But I still did bookkeeping up there, and he didn't do paid handyman work up there because he was kind of tired at the end of his days being a handyman up there. But, that gives.
What does your Social Security benefit look like?
I'm already taking mine. It's like $940 a month with Medicare taken out of it. It's like $744.
What about for John?
I think it was like 3,200-ish, I believe, at age 67-ish.
Okay.
His full retirement age. And then at 70, it was going to be, I think, 43 or 44.
Okay. Mark, you want to jump in here?
No, I just had a question. Maybe I missed this, but what's wrong with spending a few months in the Rockies and then the rest of the year in Tennessee? Are you guys just done with Tennessee?
No, especially when we kept thinking, well, where else is there that's going to be okay for us? We thought we like our house very much. It's a nice, safe neighborhood, a lot of kids in it. I don't particularly love that part because there's so many kids, but the kids are nice, they're nice kids. I don't want to be a Mr. Wilson grump, So we do like it. And I think out of all the places there are, it makes sense for us to be here. We can afford it. It's pleasant.
We've got some really great friends here.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So why are we making, what are we doing here?
Right,
why are we making your lives so crazy? Mark, here's what I think. I think you're absolutely right. So I thought that the whole goal was we really love the Rockies. We want to be there full time. That's not the case. Great question. Excellent. So I agree with Mark then. So let's rent the house out. I think it would be fun, by the way, while you are 65 and young and can do whatever you want, then I would try to rent it out for a year and just hang out in the Rockies for a year and see what that feels like. Then see if these people want to rent long term. Otherwise, leave the house empty, go rent for a few months, and you're going to have to work a little bit longer. That's the deal, to maintain both of them, right? But I do think renting would give you a lot more of flexibility in terms of going there and renting and having some fun and kind of not looking back.
I don't think I would sell the property in Tennessee. There's too many unanswered questions, and it sounds like they kind of they like it. In some ways, they like it, and maybe that's where they want to spend part of the year.
Or especially if you like the house. And in terms of Colorado, if you want to rent and $3,000 a month to get a place that you'd like, then you can do that. Can you, and then even if you just got a little bit of money for rental from Tennessee, then you are defraying your costs, right? You really, you're making $80,000 a year now, but if you have a little bit of money coming in from the rental, maybe you don't have to make 80, maybe you'd make 60.
Or you just leave the house empty and you go to the Rocky Mountains for a few months out of each year. You continue making money and you have a place to come home to.
Right. Either way.
And you know where your stuff is.
Right. Well, the stuff.
That's a good point.
It's the stuff.
That's a good point. We do have a really wonderfully responsible man who comes in. He came in and checked it out after our house guests moved out last year. But he cleaned it all up for us. And I thought, I don't want to face that when I come home. So I'm thinking, maybe we won't have any house guests.
No. I think you can have people, and I think you could rent. But I think that there's a finite number of options. This is the problem. Because when we have conversations like this, there's only so many things, there's so many variables. So it's the amount of money you're earning, the amount of money you're spending, right? If you just said I guess that if you had just gotten a $525,000 for the house and you had that money lying around, I don't know what the game plan would have been. It was were you going to go back to Tennessee or not? And if you do want to go back there and maybe this is not the right house for you, then you can go do something different. But it sounds like, as you described it to Mark, I think you answered your own question. Maybe keep the house, go to Colorado, have fun while you're still healthy and can do it, work a little longer, delay your Social Security as long as you possibly can. That will help a lot because obviously you see that big jump from 67 to 70, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying you have to be a handyman, John. You could do something else for the next 5 years. You could, be some other part-time kind of gig. I think that would work. I do. I think you guys have to really determine what it is. When you say, what do we want to be when we grow up? It's not where do you want to be. It's where do you want to be, not what.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think you need a little bit of a taste of things. But if you really are thinking about being closer to your kids and your grandkids, California's a terrible state for retirement because of the high taxes. That said, who cares? If that's where you want to be, that's where you should be. And we can figure out, we can work around it. But I think you guys have to do a little soul searching. This is not Jill on money. This is Jill on life. Right, Mark?
Great money reset.
Yeah, it is a great money reset. But, look, I think you're like, you love the Rockies. Go to the Rockies. Come back to Tennessee. Let's see how it goes. But I do think renting the house out. You're anti-renting the house. I think she should rent the house out.
Yeah, I probably would, but I can tell it doesn't really jive with her personality. She doesn't want to deal with that. She wants the place to be like as they left it when they come home. So I would keep Tennessee the home base. Go to the Rocky Mountains for a few months each year.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Where in the Rocky Mountains? Which Rocky Mountain? Which part?
It is, where the Rocky Mountain National Park is.
Yes.
There's Estes Park. That's the east side. Well, we always stay on the west side.
Okay.
Should I name the place?
Why not?
It's called, we stay at Snow Mountain Ranch. It's just outside of it's between Granby and Winter Park.
Okay. I love Winter Park.
So did you love it?
No, this is our 5th year going back.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So keep doing it.
Keep doing it and have fun and figure out the money around it. That should be, okay, we want to do that for 3 months. Great, do it. Maybe we want to do it for 4 months. Keep extending it, try it, keep working. You're going to be okay. If there is someone who knocks on your door who says, if you really hate renting, that's fine. But if this person has come to you and said, we really are interested in your home, by the way, I wouldn't sneeze at a good offer either. So even if you wanted Tennessee to be your home base, maybe you want that equity out of the house. Maybe you want to rent in Tennessee and rent in Colorado. Maybe. I'm just saying, who knows? She wants to stay in that house.
She's thinking.
She wants to stay in that railroad flat.
The thing is, I remember asking you said, what do you think I am, a fortune teller? I'm so concerned about the lack of, the low inventory of housing out there.
Yeah, well, so evidently there's not low enough in Tennessee where someone didn't want to buy a house.
Yeah, that's true. And I know they were really looking forward to even renting our house because they pay a lot more on the other side of the street from where we live.
All right, well, to me, if there's a possibility, I would love it. I don't know how much you could rent the house out for. I don't know, $3,000 a month?
That would be pushing it because it's a small
$2,500?
Yeah, it's $2,000 to $2,500.
All right, let's say you got $2,000 a month and rent it out for a year. See what that feels like. You'll move your stuff out. And then, by the way, when you're renting in Colorado, you'll be fine. You spend an extra $1,000. You can do it. You don't have to work as much. Hey, I don't know how much you love bookkeeping because that is called, this is passive. One is working, part-time income, and one is passive income.
Well, you like Colorado for a few months each year. You think you'd like living there year round?
That's what we were wondering about. We were always, last week we had this really deep freeze here. It was 0 degrees sometimes at night and got up to a high of 15. It was actually warmer up in the mountains because I kept checking.
But wait a second. What are your ideal best months? Do you like to be there in the summer? Is that your deal?
Summer is glorious. It is absolutely perfect.
Let me tell you what's not glorious season out there. Spring. Because it's muddy.
Oh,
that's
muddy.
what they say. They call that mud season.
Mud season, exactly right. I'm ready to sell this house. Bye. Mark's keeping it. Goodbye. Hit the bid. If someone comes in and bids 505, sold. I'm selling it. All right, you guys, you're done. Make sure that you keep us abreast. Send us pictures from Colorado and let us know what you decide. You come back every 2 years and we'll see where you are. Okay?
We appreciated you so much last year. Just saying, you guys aren't crazy.
Why? This is not crazy. People should live their lives. You should do what you want. The problem is you don't know what you want.
That's
true.
So we just want to leave options open. That's why I think renting gives you more options right now. So would cash in your bank. Wouldn't $500,000 in your bank account also give you some options?
Yeah, but they do have $1 million right now, so they're in good shape.
They don't spend that much money. Keep working. And keep us posted. If you're thinking about how to do something different, a geographic move, maybe it's a big picture move, if something's going on in your life and you need some help, we'd love to assist you. Just go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. Mark Talercio is the co-host and executive producer, as well as king of all things web. We are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you wouldn't mind, please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen. Try to do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you on Thursday.